Well, hello YouTubers, hello Facebook people, hello Twitter people, and hello LinkedIn people. This is Bob Hickman. It's so good to be back with all of you. Well, I promised you guys a video today about the Hathors. And you're saying, who's the Hathors? Well, I said that also one time in my own life. I said, who are the Hathors? Well, Hathors are actually an alien race of beings who are visiting the Earth. Now, the amazing thing is, they've been visiting the Earth for over 850,000 years. You said, what? Let me give you some background here. When we talk about aliens, a lot of people think of the little gray aliens with the big eyes. Well, that's only one class of aliens. There are a lot of different species of aliens visiting the Earth. Different beings, different planets, different dimensions. And the Hathors are one that I find absolutely fascinating. For those of you guys who may know, or maybe you're new to my channel, maybe you don't know, I'm a member of the Fellowship of Isis, and it is a group of mystics who honor the goddess Isis and the goddess energies in the universe. And one of the goddesses honored in the Fellowship of Isis is the goddess Hathor. And Hathor is an ancient Egyptian goddess who was the goddess of love. She was the goddess of nurturing. She was a mother goddess. The Egyptians saw in her the symbol of the cow. And the cow was oftentimes used to represent Hathor. And interestingly, many times in the statues and pictures of Hathor, they show her with cow ears. Which is kind of cute. But whenever you look at the images of Hathor, she looks very gentle and very kind and very motherly. Well, as they say, truth is stranger than fiction. And the truth is that there have been many people who have claimed over the years to have had extraterrestrial visitations from a group of aliens who looked exactly like the goddess Hathor. The goddess, the Hathors would appear as human face. Many times of them, they were female, they're male and female, but their ears were shaped like those of a cow. And we're going to have some pictures up here, actually on this side, I think, where you can kind of watch and look at those images. But what's fascinating is that the Hathors claim to have been visiting the Earth for 850,000 years. It is believed that the Hathors were part of the original founders of Egypt, that they assisted the Egyptian people in creating the Egyptian culture. When asked what are the Hathors here for, they've always said they're here to open our heart chakras, to help us learn to love so that we evolve as a people on the earth. Because the Hathors are such advanced alien beings, they are millions and millions of years ahead of us. They've overcome all the struggles of war and hostility and materialism. And now the Hathors operate from a higher frequency, and they help humanity to raise their frequency, to be closer to the higher vibration. It is believed that the Hathors come from the planet Venus. Now I know somebody's going to say, oh Bob, there's no life on Venus, they've already sent a probe up there. Well, yes, in the material sense, there may not be the Hathors building cities on Venus, but they exist in a higher vibrational frequency around Venus. As the Earth has its own spirit realm, its own etheric realm, here we have ghosts on the Earth, and we don't see them always, but sometimes they appear and sometimes they disappear. Ghosts are spiritual beings of a higher vibration that live on the Earth. Well, the planet Venus also has its higher vibrational realms, and the Hathors inhabit that realm. As they have themselves stated, they come from the fourth dimension, which means a frequency and octave above the Earth's physical realm. And as I said, they did help to found ancient Egypt. The Hathors can take on a material form or lower their vibration to be visible. It's interesting because people who have seen the Hathors have reported them to be about 10 to 15 feet tall. They're very tall, but they're very gentle. One of the things that the Hathors are known for is that they are able to do healing through vibration. Because they live at a higher frequency, they've learned to master the arts of sound. And it is believed that they use sound to help the ancient Egyptians to heal, as well as to learn vibrational principles that would allow things such as levitation of stones, levitation of people, interdimensional work. So the Hathors a very, very interesting background. Some people have claimed to have channeled the Hathor aliens, which I find very interesting. And this is a channeling that I received, I got offline, that I think is very fascinating. And it's from a book called The Hathors. And I'm going to read this to you. And it says, "We are the Hathors. We come in love and with the sounding of a new dream reality for your earth. If you are ready to build the new world, we invite you to join us on a journey of the mind and heart. We are your elder brothers and sisters. We have been with you for a very long period of your evolution on this planet. We were with you in the eons past, even in the forgotten days before any trace of us is known in your present written history. Our own nature is energetic and interdimensional. We originally came from another universe by way of Sirius, which is a portal to your universe. And from Sirius, we eventually proceeded to your solar system and the etheric realms of Venus. In the past, we have specifically worked with and through the Hathor fertility goddess of ancient Egypt. We also made contact with the Tibetan lamas of Buddhism. Although we have interacted with some of Earth's early cultures, we are an intergalactic civilization with outposts that span parts of your known universe and beyond. We are what you might term an ascended civilization, a group of beings existing at a specific vibratory field, even as you have an energy signature. It is simply that we vibrate at a faster rate than you. Nonetheless, we are all part of the mystery, part of the love that holds and binds all of the universe together." So that's a channeled message from the Hathor. I'm very fascinated with the Hathors, and I think that at this time on Earth, we stand at a precipice where humanity can either take the energy that's present and raise the vibration, or we can go the other way and destroy each other. There's never been a greater time in history for us to need to raise our own consciousness. As I said, 2012 wasn't the end of the world, but it was about raising our consciousness. I think we should work to connect with the Hathors. One of the gemstones that I've found that have been helping me in my meditation is the Gemstone Iolite. And this is one that I'm wearing today. This would be a very good gemstone for those of you who want to practice meditation and connection with the Hathors. I'm going to do a whole separate video on Iolite soon, but it's a beautiful blue stone similar to a sapphire. Now, Iolite is interesting, even though it's very beautiful, it's not that expensive. This is a very large one, but again, it didn't cost that much money, but it's a beautiful blue stone. Sometimes it's called water sapphire. That's the old name, because it's very clear like water. But I happen to love Iolite, so I'm going to be using my Iolite as I meditate and call in the Hathors. Now, interestingly, they also say that the Hathors can be accessed through the heart chakra. So as you meditate, you want to go into your heart, open that energy, and it's through that chakra you can connect to the Hathor beings. You don't have to be afraid of them. From what I've learned, they're very gentle and very peaceful. And the images that you see of the gentle mother face with the gentle cow ears is actually what they look like. So it's very, very fascinating. And so when we study the ancient Egyptian history and we see the goddess Hathor, we may well be seeing an actual image of an alien being who came to the Egyptian people. Now, as you know, I told you I'm a member of the Fellowship of Isis, and one of the things that I've done is I've been doing a study of the ancient goddess Isis, and she also has evolved over the years and taken on many forms and names. She is the goddess of 10,000 names. And at one point, the principal elements of Hathor seem to have been merged with Isis. And this is why you see Isis starting to wear the crowns, the horn-crowned headdress with the solar disk. This is because it was believed that Isis and Hathor merged and became one. And the fact may well be that they were always one, and finally we woke up and realized that. It's very interesting. In the coming months, I hope to do more exploration on various alien races, and in particular I'd like to focus on Egypt, because I think that the Egyptian culture had many interactions with various different alien races. We'll cover that in future videos. But for now, I'd like you to consider opening your heart and asking the Hathors to connect with you. From what I understand, it's not hard to connect with them. The Hathors have a vibrational frequency around them that is very similar to our Om. You know how we chant Om? You know, many of you who do yoga do that. Well, there's a frequency. It's not exactly Om, but it's something similar to Om that many people who encounter the Hathors discover. It's a gentle vibrational sound that they make, and it brings calm and healing to all in their presence. So I'm going to open up today. I've got my Iolite pendant, and I'm going to try to connect with the Hathors. And maybe you can do that too. From what I understand, it requires simply a settling down, a going inside of yourself, and asking them to be present. So I thought we could do that. So why don't you join with me here? Let's just close our eyes for a moment. And as we close our eyes, try to go to the middle of your chest area. And in this area, try to visualize a beautiful green lotus flower. And try to see that green lotus open. And as that flower opens, try to visualize coming forth beautiful rays of green light. And in that light, ask for the great Hathors to come. We call forth the Hathors. Goddess Hathor, we ask your presence, and those of the Hathor race. Come enlighten us, guide us, give us wisdom. Let us attune to your vibration. Let us raise our own vibration to be in harmony with the higher frequency. Take a moment, sit in that light, and when you're ready, slowly draw your attention back and come back to full consciousness. That was just a short meditation, but it's a beginning. And so you can take that and practice it. And as you're ready, you can extend your meditation and go deeper. And hopefully you'll connect with the Hathors. I'd sure love to hear from those of you out there who have maybe explored the Hathors. Or, I'd like to know, maybe you've already encountered them. Have any of you ever encountered the Hathor aliens? What's interesting is I've heard that these are a class of aliens that do not have spaceships. They have perfected interdimensional travel, and therefore at a moment's notice they can appear in your very room and speak to you. And this is how I understood they would literally appear to the ancient Egyptians. Well, you can imagine, people thought this was pretty miraculous. So it doesn't surprise me the great temples went up to the goddess Hathor. I think people were so amazed that they deified these beings. From what I understand, the Hathors don't want to be worshipped and deified as much as they want to befriend us and communicate with us. I'm open to that. They certainly sound kind and gentle. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to bring this to you. I'd love to hear about your experiences or your knowledge about the Hathors. So anyways, put some comments in the box below. Give me thumbs up and share your experiences with me. Tell me about what you know or have experienced with the Hathors. Thanks so much. Blessings to you.